Hello, pretty cool tutorial. Hello YouTube, Mr. Forks. Whatever I say, this is cool. So I played around a bit in After Effects and managed to replicate the kind of title scene in the Inception trailer. So if I just render this little bit, you can see that it does the exact same thing in the trailer, like that. A bit stuttery because it's only rendering every other frame. But the bottom line is, it looks cool. If we just play the bit from the trailer that we're creating, that sort of thing. So we're going to try and get pretty close with this kind of effect. So it looks nice. Let's get started. So we're going to create a new composition. We're going to call this Nolan Titles, and start off with two texts. Command T for the text tool. We're going to type from the director of, and set it down to 0 extra pixels wide. And what we want to do, you'll have this to 100. What you want to do is squash it down a bit, like that, and bring down the size a bit. Make sure you type it in capitals. We're using Arial Bold, and set that to just above the center point. And with the pan behind tool, which is this tool up here, we're going to move our pivot point to there, just below the center. Now we're going to grab the text tool again, Command T, the director of the dark night, remember in capitals again, and increase this. Select the text and increase the size to about 42. We can bring the overall size down in a bit. And once again with the pan behind tool, just move it to about there, just above the text. Put the director of above just so we can differentiate and change it to yellow. Going to bring the size of the director of down a bit, it's a bit too big. Nice, just like that. And first of all, we're going to work on the texture. So how do we go about creating that cool effect? You go generate. Now I used a 4-color gradient, but for this tutorial we're just going to use a normal ramp, which will give us the effect we're after. So sort of like the starting point. And the reason I use a ramp is so I have more control about different various spots of lightness. Like that. Next, we're going to go Effect, Stylize, Emboss, which is going to make it look slightly cool. Just want to set it to a sort of central point. Only a tiny bit of relief, 1 will do. Increase the contrast a little. And also the blend with original so it's not too strong. Want to give it some levels as well. Color correction levels. Bring this sort of in a bit. So we can sort of match just trying to match the overall color at the moment. That's looking good. Going to grab all 3 of these, Command C or Control C if you're on the PC, and then Control Command V and put that on to the director of. Next, we're going to animate it. So we're going to go select our text, animation, animate text, tracking. What this allows us to do is animate how spread out the characters are. Let's go to 2 seconds and increase the tracking amount to about there. So as you can see now it spreads out just like in the title. Now it does do it with the director off, but so subtly you wouldn't even notice, but we're going to animate the scale of them both as well. And the way we're going to do that, because I don't want to mess with that actual scale and I don't want the scales to be the same, we're going to create a new null object and we're going to link both of them to the null. We're going to name this, hit enter, scale. That's what we're going to call that. Go back to our composition. Then what we want to do is duplicate our text layers, and with the bottom one really crush the whites on the levels and increase this pixel thing to just a bit. Just to give it a 3D-ness. And do the same for this one. Crush the whites. Just like that. So now it really does look 3D and pretty cool, if I may say so myself. I think that was my phone. And now what we're going to do with the scale is hit S so we can animate the scale. Keyframe here. And when we get to our 2 second point, you're going to increase the scale just a tad. And you now see we've very quickly created a cool title. Look at that. But you only actually want the moving bit, just to remind you. And that's looking pretty cool. What you might want to do is new adjustment layer just to affect the overall colours. I quite like adding noise to motion graphics. I don't know if you do. I'm a bit of a levels man as opposed to curves. Do you like levels or do you like curves? I like levels. Just like that. You can even create some glow. But obviously you most likely want to keep it as close to the original as possible. So that's the tutorial. We've very quickly created titles very similar to the one seen in here, except these are a bit more enhanced and 3D like, which looks cool. Use them in your own adverts maybe. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, remember to subscribe. If you want to know more about my upcoming videos, please follow me on Twitter. That would really help me out. And yeah, don't know how to end it now. Do I know a joke? Nope. See you soon.